something unkind is not a high frequency. And so we even have like words that are words that'll bring you down if you think about them, and then words that are confident is really a good word. You're confident, you're capable, and that's what we're going into in fifth and sixth dimension is where we will feel this good feeling all the time. So
that would be awesome.
Yeah, and so if you're inclined to be gossipy and things like that. And, we all have done that at one time or another. But, just think ahead of time because really you could be hurting another person as well. And if your intent is to do that, then really you're just going to bring your energy down.
Right.
So it was interesting. There is an aspect of the power of the spoken word. And there's even books out about that. But I think it was like 10 years ago or something, like it seemed like the young girls would actually wear T-shirts and something that, that B word. Like, they would advertise that they were like...
Right, on their shirt.
And I thought, wow, not only is that the spoken word, it's the written word, which gives, So, but basically what happens is, if you call someone something and it gives them the power to become that. So I've learned a long time ago not to, if I'm annoyed, I just say, wow, that person's a piece of work or a piece of art or something like that, which is really not negative, but we all have past of being hurt and maybe having emotional wounds, but we need to let that go.
Right. I read somewhere in a book that everything you say goes out there, nothing is lost.
I believe that.
Yeah.
There's a wonderful story, and it's about a little boy, and he would get angry and say things he really didn't mean. So one day his dad took him out, and there was a white picket fence, and so he said to the boy, he said, every time you get angry, rather than saying mean things to people, I want you to take a nail and a hammer and pound a nail into the fence. And so the little boy did that. And so as the boy grew and became older, it came a time where he and his father went out to the fence, and he says, okay, it's time you can take out those nails. And so now he's a young man. He takes out all the nails from the fence. And, of course, there are holes.
Right.
And his father said, do you realize so that has created a hole, and that is there permanently.
Wow.
So I always thought that was a great analogy
Yes.
of how our words can hurt other people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Can hurt.
Yes, they can. It can change the course of things. It really can.
Mm-hmm. And some people are, whatever, have grown up with that as a way of life, and it is not good. It's just not bad, but at some aspect, if one would want to grow, and part of maturity too is to know what you're going to say before you say it.
Right.
And
I'm still maturing.
Well, we all can slide up and down that pole.
Right.
But one of the things for 2015 is conscious thinking and consciously choosing what you're going to do. So it was an interesting story. I saw it on Facebook of a Los Angeles school, and they quoted it as being a bad school with bad behavior, and the kids weren't learning well or something, and they extended the school day by 30 minutes and started the practice of meditation.
Oh, wow.
15 minutes of meditation in the morning, 15 at night, and the whole school within 2 years has totally turned around.
Wow.
So, what an amazing thing.
Imagine the difference that could make if we did that as a practice in all of our schools.
Or even these cities that have a lot of violence.
Right.
If enough people practice meditation.
Right.
That calming And even today I went to yoga, and afterwards, it's just like you feel so good afterwards, just going into that calmness. So
is yoga like a form of meditation?
Well, at the end, it's they go into where you lay down and cover yourself up and block your eyes, and then you just breathe and not think about anything. I say meditation is really just cutting the mind chatter.
Right.
And you just feel
that's
so
hard
good.
to do.
Sometimes it is, but the more you practice it, the better you get.
I need to practice more because I have a very hard time shutting my mind down, and I would like to just clear it out, but I have a really hard time with that.
And I think a lot of people do that. I used to, when I first started, it was like, oh no, I got to get up and put laundry in it. Oh, I have this to do and I have that to do, and it's just like, so you just don't beat yourself up for that, but you just kind of push that thought off, and then. But I always concentrated on my breathing. And so I would just breathe and then concentrate on my breathing. And that helped me.
So when you're concentrating on your breathing, are you just breathing normally? Or you're not
Well, I do deep breathing.
Deep breathing? Okay.
Yeah. So it's like breathing in, letting your abdomen, actually expand and then go out. But I've been doing this for a while. But if you concentrate on your breathing, then you're not, those thoughts literally, don't come as often.
Right, because you've got that concentration.
Mm-hmm. If you think of it like just stopping your mind from all that talk.
Right.
Because when I was younger, it was like, oh my goodness. And I was having arguments inside my brain.
Oh, I know.
Well, I'm going to say this. And she's going to say that. No, I'm going to say that. And you know what?
It is amazing how many scenarios you have running through your head without even being aware of it. And a lot of times you are going to the negative and planning out this, not a positive scenario.
Right.
And that's what I've really, really been trying to concentrate on is I catch myself doing that and I cut it out. It's like, no, what are you doing? You don't need to go there.
But exactly.
Because like you said.
That's a great awareness. So you stop that segment.
Right.
And that's even like with the law of attraction when you're having an ugly day. Recognize it for being ugly and then say, I'm going to stop it.
Right.
And then say, for the rest of the day is going to be good.
Right.
Or, this is just your mind, your ego talking.
Right.
So that's a good way, that's a good thing to continue on. Evidently, we're not going to be able to connect with Moira, and
sorry, Moira.
I'm really sad about that. I just can't figure out. I've tried everything I know how to do on with our Google phone number. So you can't call in tonight, I'm afraid, but we're going to keep going. So last month, our theme was preparing to change. And the last week of the month, it was preparing to get fit with Diva Danielle. So this month, our new theme is creating the best you. So one of the things that Michele was talking about today was what this year is bringing en masse. And it's all good things, isn't it, Michele?
It's all, we're at the point in our evolution on Earth as souls that we are able to make choices. And so choose something good. Choose something good. And because, really a bad thought will only lead to, you're going to attract. Law of attraction would say if you're thinking negatively, it's going to, so I don't have enough money.
And you're not going to have enough money.
So, in years ago, it wasn't even on, like there were many authors that talked about positive thinking. So, and again, if you think about it, who would you rather be around? Someone who's upbeat, who sees things positively, or like someone who's going, oh, a worry naggy, or someone who is like, oh, like kind of Eeyore.
Right,
exactly.
Oh, yeah.
I loved Eeyore, but it was like
so downtrodden.
And he hung around with Piglet, and
I think Eeyore was actually a girl.
Really?
The pink ribbon on the tail. I think Eeyore was a girl.
Maybe he was owned by a girl.
Who has an iPhone? That's quick.
I do. I have an iPhone, but and this is so very true. It's a good time to change right now. Everybody makes New Year's resolutions, and instead of having it be something exterior, you should start inside.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of times when you fix what's wrong inside, the exterior follows, right?
Yes, and even in your work, like you said, it's from the within to the without.
Right, right.
So change yourself inside, and then you're going to actually see changes on the outside.
And
That's
even
so
even in
true.
my book, it says that.
It's so
I talk
true,
about
too.
that.
Must
yeah.
be true then.
Yeah, it's in black and white in my book, man.
I have to
it's
say
not
I
on
was
the
wrong.
internet.
I was wrong. Eeyore's a guy.
Okay.
Oh.
But maybe a little
Or
girl
pink.
owned him at one time, and that's why he has the pink
For
bow.
some reason,
Something.
I thought Eeyore was a
I think
girl.
we should write a book about that.
There's a whole story behind
Well, I mean, there's
it.
even
There
questions
is.
out there. Is Eeyore a boy or girl? I typed is Eeyore, and it's like a boy or girl. It's like, okay, apparently a lot
So
of
other
people
people
wonder.
have wondered, right? So
Inquiring minds.
So a good thing to do and this is such an easy change if you become really conscious of it. And we talked a little bit about it last week with Diva Danielle about negative self-talk. And,
Oh, yes.
and that runs right in line with manifestation. Oh, I'm so stupid. Oh, I don't have any money. Saying those things makes it so.
Right.
Oh,
Absolutely.
And so if
Yeah,
you
it's sort of like, I feel fat today,
right.
you know.
So wear your fat jeans and shut up. That's what I say.
Or
Stretch
change and go,
jeans.
I feel thin today. And because
Yep.
really, that saying I feel is actually bringing in the law of attraction.
Right,
So,
exactly. So let's just pretend for a minute. There's a really negative person, and it's always, I don't have any money, I don't have this, I don't have that. So, and a lot of people think that they're lying to themselves and not being realistic by changing that negative talk into positive talk. Fake it till you make it.
Absolutely.
It's, your bank account, it, you're a realist, that's fine. But in order to invite in, you've got to get rid of that negative self-talk.
Yep.
Absolutely, and that goes with self-esteem. That goes with, your job. It goes with your house, and especially children. Children really pick up. So, you want your child to have good self-esteem and feel good about themselves.
Oh, you want to hear something about children? I've been really trying to do that, be really more positive and helping my whole family with this outlook. And my son handed me a wrap the other day, and it was, how wraps are cut in half. Mm-hmm. He handed me the whole thing, and of course it fell apart, and it got all over my coat in the car, and I'm like, ah! And he's like, Mom, you're doing all this talk about being positive.
Yeah, but my wrap fell apart.
Positive.
I'm like, but my coat's getting all messy. Give me a
And it was your new coat?
It was my new coat.
Well,
Yeah.
gosh.
But then, a few minutes later, I apologize. I'm like, you know what? You're absolutely right, and I'm sorry. It's, it really is hard to carry it through all
On
the time.
everything.
Well, we're human.
Yes.
We're human, and I think that's a part that we really need to address too. There's a lot spiritually, but we are still human,
Yeah.
and we make mistakes, and we just hopefully we learn from them,
Right.
and then go on. Marianne Williamson did this wonderful talk one time, and she said, it's okay to say, oh, my God, I made a mistake. But she says, well, if you have to say, oh, my God, I did it again. So it's like, so that's you need to catch yourself. Yeah. Here we go.
And that, that is really hard for people. And it's hard to understand. And I've heard people say this over and over again, because I've been on this rampage for quite a few years, that you have to think positive. My God, I went through some horrible times, but I had friends that helped me through. And so there was a positive in that. Yeah. So when we come back, we're going to talk more about preparing. Oh, no, we're doing it now. We're creating the best you, and we're starting from the inside out. We're here with Michele Rose. And unfortunately not Moira, but we love you,
Sorry, Moira. We do love you.
And we'll be talking about the wine that we're drinking from Vino also. We're going to refill our glasses right now.
The Divas are going to refill their wine glasses. The Divalution show will be right back.
Stand by appliance.